Normally, the first service of many INRC rallies is when drivers come in for a bit of a tune-up to tighten bolts and sometimes change tyres. But this wasn't the situation at the service park at the Coffee Day rally. Of the 42 cars participating, some 13 cars had retired within the first loop itself, and all drivers limped back to the first service of the day to get their cars worked on. Like everything in rallying, even services are timed with penalties for drivers who exceed time spent. The minute cars hit their respective service bays, mechanics frantically repair everything they can while drivers consult their service chiefs to make adjustments to the cars. If there's one thing that can be said about rallying, it's that the stages spare no one. They don't care if you're a star or a rookie. Fresh after winning the APRC, Gaurav Gill was out on the third stage with mechanical issues, and so was Sammy Thapar and his Evo 10.
We were doing pretty well. We were having some good stage times in there and good fun, but unfortunately our cooling system packed up. We had some fault with the radiator fan, so it stopped giving the engine the appropriate air it needed, and just started overheating, so we had to pull off in the middle of the stage, just about 2 clicks inside and park up on the side because we didn't want to damage the engine. So yes, just bad luck.
Rahul Kantaraj, who stood second in the K1000 in Bangalore, was out in Chikmagalur after SS3, as was emerging talent Dean Mascarenas and Shamunga SN, who were out in SS4. Filling up the DNF column were another 9 crews from the JINRC. They said it would be difficult, but they didn't say how difficult.
The first stage was nice, everything was good, but second and third stage we realized that now we're driving in between the estates. It's become so narrow and so tight. Even the polos, we're finding it difficult to turn around the hairpin.
Very slippery, very narrow, very twisty, some places quite dangerous, and especially SS2 where it's very hilly. It's a disadvantage for our car because we are only front wheel drive, so we lost out to the four wheel Evolution then. But I think in SS3 the Evolution has crashed out, and so has Gill, and we are leading right now.
First service complete, it was time for drivers to hit the second loop, all 3 stages again. Lessons were learned from the bludgeoning of the first loop, and this time around drivers kept their cool and decided to play it safe. It was a wise choice. Though the tracks were brand new, the dry Chikmagalur heat and all-terrain tyres of 41 cars on the first loop pretty much tore up the track, and with the drivers being extra cautious, the average speed plummeted.
Well, the stages are getting rougher now, so for the polos it's becoming a little too rough. You're not getting enough traction out of the corners. Also the hairpins have become very rutted, so the car is struggling through it, and plus the stages are very tight. There's a lot of rocks that have been kicked up maybe by the cars in front, so you got to keep avoiding those rocks. You have to be careful as to what's happening. You have to take it very easy.
We have driven more aggressively, but then we are feeling that the power is not getting delivered into the ground, and more so into the second round of the second stage. Our car's heated up and the fan has failed. We're just hoping and praying that we'll reach service today, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Actually, we didn't think it'll deteriorate so much. It has become bad. So we can't really focus on going very fast. We're just going faster than morning.
The overall 2013 INRC champion Amit Rajit Ghosh wasn't driving at Chikmagalur, and his regular partner Ashwin Naik was co-driving for Vikram Devadasan, who was just about holding the line. The teams of Karamjeet Singh and Jagdev Singh, Arjun Rao and Satish Rajgopal, Shirish Chandran and Nikhil Pai, and Sunny Sidhu and Srinivas Murthy, veteran ralliers, all were making good time, playing it cool and keeping their lines tight. All were leaders in their own categories and were looking to keep it that way. At the end of the second and final loop of the day, 3 more cars were added to the casualty list, and then it was time for another service and a close to day's racing.
Yeah, what's happening is that with the nature of the terrain, it's very slow. The gearing on this car, we're just stuck in a dead band when we shift from first into second. So there's just not enough of power, not enough of speed to actually flick the car and go through. So things are not, we've kept it clean, we're on the road, which is pretty good considering the number of cars that have gone out. But honestly not going too well.
It's day 3 of the Rally of Chikmagalur, and today is the last and final loop of all 3 stages. Now, we got to the track a little early to check the conditions, and honestly, it's not looking too good. After being pounded by almost 40 cars twice yesterday, the stages have been churned into something resembling fine dust. And now around a corner like these, drivers are going to look for traction, and a lot of them are not going to find any. 42 cars started the 2013 Coffee Day Rally, and after 2 loops, cars began dropping like flies. Some from mechanical damage, some from crashes. 28 cars were back for the 3rd loop, resurrected by frantic mechanics. But on day 3 of the Chikmagalur Rally, the track became even more torturous as loose sand from the surface reduced traction, as the ruts around the hard corners and hairpins grew deeper and deeper. Knowing that this was the last event of 2013, all drivers dug deep, using up all reserves of talent and skill for that final loop. Rally veteran Vikram Matthias and Vivek Ponusamy did well in the Polo TDI, the odd man out diesel, though 2 punctures in different stages meant lost time.
You know, the engine's not over revving, and there's a lot of bottom end torque, which is exactly what a rally car needs, and especially if you're on a budget, if you want a car to last through the season. Nothing like a turbocharged diesel, because you're not really stressing the engine too much. At the same time, you've got enough torque, and it's a sign that the engine and mechanicals will last for a much longer time and give you very good power. I mean, if you see our times even yesterday, while all the cars were running, we were absolutely on par with, say, Arjun Rao in his VW Polo 1.6, stage on stage, except for one stage where there are a lot of tight corners. We have an issue with the steering, which we need to sort out. Otherwise, this car was bang on with the time, so I'm super impressed.
One of the teams that was doing really well was the JINRC crew of Suhaim MK and Jeevaratnam, hitting great times and leading their category and in the overall top 5. Driving a Baleno, the junior team was slowly and steadily rising up the leaderboard till tragedy struck in the second last stage of the rally. This was the end of the rally for them.
It was an easy left where we got stuck in a mud. We tried to pull it, but it was hard and nobody were there. So it took like 15 minutes and we lost our category.
The action continued on the 3rd loop of the circuit, but after a day and a half of hard racing, some of the cars could go no further, with a total of 11 cars retiring. It's especially heartbreaking for competitors who see their cars go down, because serious expenditure aside, it's the sheer amount of effort and dedication that seems to go down the drain.
Coming into the corner, we hit a stone. It was a huge stone we hit. So I think because of the impact, we came, I think about 3-4 kilometers after the impact. The lower arm is cut. I think we're just checking what has happened.
Like we said earlier, rally stages are nothing if not democratic, and even the vastly experienced Karamjit Singh, driving the development Polo R2, snapped the car's left control arm in SS10, the last stage of the rally. Normally, this would have meant only his removal from the leaderboard with the dreaded DNF tag, but considering that the stages were so narrow, his car blocked the entire road, causing competitors to pile up behind him. Karamjit's car could not be removed on time, and the last stage of the rally of Chikmagalur was cancelled.
Definitely, we had a steering ball joint bend, so we couldn't push hard, and we just had to crawl through the stages. But unfortunately, the car ahead, Karamjit Singh, had a problem with his car and had to stop in the stage, which blocked all the other cars. So the last stage got cancelled. But nevertheless, we had a very good lead coming in today. We are about 4 minutes lead, so we just paced it through and finished.
At the end of 2 days of hard racing, it was time to add the numbers and decide the winners. Careful and complex calculations completed, it was time to figure out who'd come out on top. It was time for cheering and champagne. The JINRC class saw a Volkswagen Polo on the top step, with Rohan Pawar, co-driven by Arjun Mehta, beating the esteems of Dhruva C, co-driven by Rupesh BC. In 3rd place was Ashika Menezes and co-driver V. Lokesh Gowda.
Very nice to win. You do everything. You go through a lot of hard work to get to this, and once you get to pop the champagne and lift the trophy, the feeling is extremely nice.
Looking out for sponsors, so let's see. We hopefully would like to get into the 1600cc category. That's doing really well. So yeah, the last race that I took part, I did it in an Esteem carburetor class. I had a lot of tough time getting into matching the MPFI engines. this time I did have an MPFI 1400cc car, but then I think in order to stay here for long, I'll have to move up in the level of cars that I'd been going to be driving there.
Replacing Gaurav Gill on the top step of the SUV NRC podium was Sunny Sidhu and his co-driver PVS Murthy, with Lohit Urs and Bonnie Thomas finishing second.
This time we had good timings. I was happy with the car, the setup, and the terrain also suited me. I like the mountains, and yeah, good. We came second overall and first in SUV.
Considering that despite leading the rally most of the way, Karamjit Singh was classified as a DNF, first place in the IRC category went to Sumit Punjabi, co-driven by V. Venu Ramesh. In a case of attrition, the only other car to finish in this category was the crew of Siam Chelappan and Soap George, who took second place. In the hotly contested 1600cc class, Arjun Rao Arur and Satish Rajgopal took first, with second place Shirish Chandran and Nikhil Pai breathing down his neck. Third place went to Rishikesh Thakurse and Ninad Mirajgaonkar.
Winning the 1600 championship after way back in 2007 when I was driving the 1600 for MRF Maruti Baleno. So now it's the first year I'm driving the Polo, and it's a fantastic car. I would like to thank Volkswagen for all their support they've given, and Kumar, who is giving me a fantastic service.
As far as the overall winners of the Cafe Coffee Day Rally of Chikmagalur was concerned, the podium was perhaps an indicator of things to come. With Arjun Rao and Shirish Chandran both driving Polos came in first and third, with Vikram Devadasan driving a Cedia, representing perhaps the old guard, took second place. That's how the 2013 season of the INRC came to an end. This season will go down as one of the best so far. The year that rallying in India took a leap forward with new cars, new technology and quite a few new drivers. The 2014 season is slated to begin in March with the South Indian Rally in Chennai, and honestly, we can't wait.